what are the top 3 education bills that should be completed before the next administration? And do you commit to champion these bills before the 18th Congress ends?
When it comes to education, tayo po yung principal author and sponsor ng Philippine Qualifications sa Framework Law. Ito po yung magsisynchronize ng ating all levels of curriculums from DepEd, basic education, to TechVoc, to tertiary education, yung mobility nila, yung registry nila, yung pong competency levels, ginawa ho natin yon. Pangalawa po, pinasa na ho natin at na-ratify yung pong teacher education, excellence on teacher education, which is, I think, half of the problem will address the issues of our problems in the education sector. You know, before the pandemic, bagsak tayo sa PISA, bagsak tayo sa TIMSS, etc. That's even before the pandemic. And after the pandemic, narinig natin yung studies about COVID slide, yung learning losses, etc., etc. And I think half of the problem will be addressed by ensuring that we have quality teacher education. If you would recall the past 3-4 years, the past 10 years, 30% ng kumukuha ng LET exams bumabagsak. And then there are schools, universities na catering to our teachers for the past 3-5 years is 0% yung pumapasa na guro, no? So ito dapat na-check at ma-address ng teacher education. Pangatlo, yung pong EDCOM, napasa na po ito, nasa bicameral conference na po kami. Kailangan na po itong pag-usapang mabuti, no? Itong ating evaluation ng ating DepEd, ng TESDA, ng CHED, paano natin mapapabuti, mapapaayos pa yung ating educational reforms. And I think it will be a non-negotiable yung new normal programs na we have to initiate. For example, when we fought hard in Bayanihan 2, yung pong mga smart campuses natin sa mga state colleges and universities, tayo po yung nag-push nito, yung unang seed money na 3 billion pesos, and then another billion, so much billions of money na we have to invest in para magkaroon ng smart campuses, digital campuses, yung ating mga state colleges and universities, because this will help prepare our graduates and ensure na because of the pandemic, yung new normal requirement for jobs, makukuha po natin at maihahanda natin yung ating mga graduates sa mga trabaho ito.
Senator, what's your take on historical revisionism? No? I ask because, of course, education is your main platform. At talagang right now, accusations of revisionism, especially in regard to martial law and the Marcos family, and it happens that one of the presidential contenders is Bongbong Marcos, no? And many have blamed the education system for the supposed weakening of history as a course, which also made revisionism quite possible and has put everybody in a vulnerable position as far as the teaching of our history. Ano po ang paninindigan nyo pagdating sa pagtuturo ng history at sa sinasabing pagre-revisa ng ating kasaysayan?
Napakahalaga po ng usapin na yan, and I think no man in his right mind would disagree with what you're saying of the importance of teaching the right history. Importante po na itinuturo yung critical thinking. Tingin ko yun yung keyword po dito, no? Kaya nga po dito sa binanggit ko kanina, yung kahalagahan ng teacher education, napakalawak po nitong po pwede nating magawa para ma-improve yung ating teaching education sa ating mga estudyante, at lalo na, no, hindi lang po doon sa level ng higher education or even doon sa DepEd or TechVoc, maging yung society kailangan magkaroon tayo ng mekanismo para maipakita yung kahalagahan ng ating kasaysayan. Meron tayong kasabihan, ang hindi lumingon dun sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakarating dun sa paroroonan. So hindi po pwede na baguhin yung ating kasaysayan. And those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, I would have to say.
To that point, Senator, I hope you don't mind this. I'll follow through on that question. How do you think our schools should be teaching our children about martial law in the Marcos years?
I'm sorry, the question is how?
How do you think, I mean, speaking of yung mahalagang kasaysayan, how do you think our school system should be teaching, what should they be teaching our kids when it comes to martial law in the Marcos years?
Well, teach as a fact, importante na may katotohanan, mayroong basihan, yung iyong itinuturo, hindi po pwedeng based lang doon sa iyong personal na pananaw o maging impluensya ng politika o yung kapaligiran mo. Importante may basihan, ito ay fact, ito ay truthful, at ito yung magbibigay sa atin ng liwanag kung sino tayo, yung identity natin bilang isang Pilipino.